Test, am I audible?
Hello, hello, Mister.
Yes. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Mister.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Thank you. How about you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking me back. Can we start?
Yes, we can.
Mhm.
Please.
Is that okay if I'm recording?
Is it? Yes, it is recording.
Yes. All right. Do I have your consent?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. Give me a sec, please. Have you prepared your piece of paper?
I'm sorry.
A piece of paper for the second part.
Oh no no. Uh, uh, it is full one until three part.
Yes.
Actually, I'm not yet taking the second part, so I don't know much. But
Ah, I see. All right. No worries. Let's do the third part then only. Okay.
oh yes, yes,
Have you taken the first part?
yes, this period too.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So Richard and then Hillary and then uh Nila, Rani and Iman. All right. For you, Richard, let's do part three only, yes?
Oh yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. We're going to start in three, two, one. We've been talking about an important event in your life, and I would like to ask you some questions related to this. First of all, what days are important in your country?
Hmm. Uh, uh, I would think that in my country, some important days are uh, New Year or Idul Fitri and maybe the the Independence Day of Indonesia.
All right. Why it is important to have national celebrations?
Yes, it. I would think it is very important to have a national celebration because it remind us of the struggle of past generation, and it is important for us to honor them because we learn from past history. It is very hard to gain independence, and we as a future generation needs to maintain it and improve our country.
All right. How is the way your national celebrations are celebrated now different from the way they were celebrated in the past?
Yes, I think there are some difference between celebration back then and now. Uh, Back then, when I was a children, we used to have so many competition and decoration in our village. For example, uh, the village hosts many competitions such as running, entering boat to buckle, or maybe climbing a pole. But compared to these days, maybe we don't have any of that anymore. As far as I know, in my own living home, Nganjuk village. But nowadays, the celebration become more digital because it is a era of digitalization.
Very well. Do you think any new national celebrations will come into being in the future?
I'm sorry.
Do you think any new national celebrations will come into being in the future?
Yes, I would think there may be a new type of celebration compared to back then that will emerge in the future. We may even get, for example, in this day we have internet era, so we may get a celebration in the form of internet. For example, we see nowadays we have a poster making competition, and perhaps in the future we might get new technology based competition.
Okay. Are there any celebrations from other countries that you celebrate in your country?
I would think there isn't any celebration from other country that I celebrated, because it is in Indonesia. It is the Indonesia have doesn't accept much influence from other countries celebration. For example, in America, there is a celebration for Black Friday or Golden Week, or let me think. Yes, let's just say Black Friday, which is a national shopping days, and in Indonesia we don't have many of those. Any of those.
Great. Last but not least, what are the benefits of having events that many people around the world are celebrating on the same day?
Yes, I think having same event in same days is very beneficial to the world, because we can create a form of idea of unitization between of all over the world. So because we all are humans and we need to band together to face any crisis in that affect the world. For example, we recently have COVID-19 pandemic, and maybe it will be good to celebrate the erasure of such disease by creating a new holidays.
All right. Thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test for our IELTS simulation today. Yay.
Oh, yes.
All right, Richard. I applaud. Applaud you for your constructive and comprehensive answers. But I'm gonna ask you anyway. Are you satisfied? Are you happy with your answers?
Maybe I have no problem in the idea, but my speaking is still not enough. Pronoun and grammar.
But overall, are you proud of your performance just now?
Yes, compared to before I learn, I feel proud.
Yes, exactly. I feel the same way as you do, Richard. I am so proud of your improvements. Previously, in the pre-test, you didn't, your answers were so scattered because you didn't know how to implement RL method in your speaking performance. Now, in your coherence and fluency, it's really well structured because you were implementing the RL method that we discussed previously in the class. So I would say your fluency and coherence are really great and it's really safe. I would give you 6.5 for that.
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
And maybe it can be 7 regarding your content or your ideas, your fluency and coherence, because you produce some natural fillers and whatnot. Talking about your lexical resource, you also produce several advanced vocabulary, such as crisis. I didn't take a note, but I noticed some advanced B2 or C1 level vocabulary from your lexical resources, and that's really great. You may rewatch your performance after this. I'm going to upload the video on my YouTube channel.
Oh, yes.
However, yes, you're right as well. There's still a room for your improvements, especially regarding your pronunciation, Richard.
Yes.
There are lots of mispronunciation, I'm afraid. For example, base, not based.
Oh,
Right?
yes.
Uh-huh. And and the rest you may check in
Oh,
the
yes.
recording.
Oh,
But your
yes.
grammar, I would say your grammar has been improved so well. I think it's gonna be better if you produce more compound complex sentences and passive voice and vary your tenses if you can produce both. At least there are not only present tenses but also not only passive or present tenses but also future tenses, as well as not only simple tenses but also progressive perfect and perfect progressive tenses. But overall, I would say you deserve 6.5 for your performance just now.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, I'll see you in the next period if you're still in gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome. My pleasure.